How does a married couple go for a whole week without sex? Jesus. According to an article published in Very Well Made, 27% of married women and 15% of married men didn't have sex the whole of last year. A whole year. You're still alive. Robert Epstein, PhD, a San Diego-based research psychologist, says 10 to 20% of marriages are sexless. And according to psychologists, marriages are considered sexless if couples engage in sex less than 10 times a year. So what are the effects of a sexless marriage? There are many things that couples who are in a sexless marriage go through. Some of them begin to masturbate. Others get lonely. Loneliness becomes part of their lives. Others begin to cheat. Others are full of shame and guilt. For others, there is a lot of resentment towards their partner. And others even withdraw from the life of their partner. They begin to make decisions alone. And the marriage begin to go south. Paragasha. An article published in Psychology Today indicates that married couples who have sex less than once a week are less happy than those who have it more than once a week. A separate article published by La Virginia indicates that married couples in sexless marriages consider divorce much more often than couples who engage in regular sex, although they didn't give the percentages. Basically, the net effect, they're saying couples who are more intimate have less divorce cases than those who are not intimate. In plain language, sexlessness is one cause for divorce. So I ask myself, what are the causes of sexlessness in marriage? What makes couples, married people, to become sexless inside of their marriage? Why would two people who are married punish each other sexually? Well. Let me share with you some thoughts that I have. 10 causes of sexlessness in marriage. Now, before I give you these 10 causes, let me ask you a question. Have you subscribed to my YouTube channel? Hey, if you have not subscribed, please do so right now. I support you with quality content, I believe so. You also support me by subscribing to my YouTube channel. We support each other. They used to say, scratch my back and I scratch your back. Please subscribe right now. And let's go on. Causes of sexlessness in marriage. 10 of them. Number 1, depression and anxiety. And even high stress levels do compromise sexual intimacy. Maybe you're being stressed by your place of work or lack of money, whatever the case. If you're very stressed, you need to address the causes of stress. You need to deal with anxiety and learn to relax and to rest. Even as you work hard, learn to take things easy, because when the body is restless, you won't enjoy intimacy. Number 2, low libido. 12% of midlife women and 7% of women 65 years and above, according to an article published by Considerable, are sexless. So low libido in ladies is a major cause for sexlessness in marriage. What you don't know perhaps is that this is treatable. See a gynae. This is treatable. Treatment is available for you. Causes of sexlessness in marriage. Number 3, erectile dysfunction. When men fail to erect, many of them are full of shame, low self-esteem. I need you to know this. You don't need to be embarrassed or ashamed because of impotence. You didn't cause it. It's a medical condition like any other. Just see a gynecologist. Treatment is available. Stop being ashamed. Instead, seek medical help. Stop hiding. Own up that you have a medical condition. This is a health challenge. Go for treatment. Number 4, alcohol and drugs. If you didn't know, alcohol abuse and drug abuse, substance abuse can literally cause a man to be unable to perform. In fact, they do compromise on your capacity to erect. Not all people, but in some cases, abuse of alcohol and drugs can even lead to erectile dysfunction. And in that case, you definitely need to address your alcoholism. You need to stop usage of substances and chemicals, intoxicating chemicals. You've got to choose between your chemicals and your marriage. Number 5, STIs, sexually transmitted infections, and STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. Of course, number 1, STIs and STDs can compromise your erectability. But again, number 2, your partner may not want to engage with you intimately. If you have an STI, you will infect them. So it needs to be treated immediately. That's the time you need to disclose, even if you wanted to cover up for your crime, for your act of sin. If you know for sure you had unprotected sex. I'm not advocating for sex outside marriage. I believe in faithfulness. I believe couples should be completely faithful to one another. But if you know you have gone out of wedlock and you contracted an STI, you need to disclose immediately to your partner, because even if they wanted to forgive you, they may struggle to forgive you because of contracting them with an STI. An STI will compromise your intimacy as a couple. Number 6, bad hygiene. You're smelling bad. Come on. Brush your teeth. Shower. Shower at least twice a day. Keep your bed clean. Your pants, your innerwears. Learn to deal with your sweat. Be clean. Smell nice. Perfume yourself. When you're smelling good, you're likely to have more intimate moments, because how you smell is as important as even cleaning yourself. Number 6, lack of foreplay. And sometimes when there's no foreplay, you know what happens? It hurts for women. Some women don't wet easily, they're dry. So just take time, prepare your girl. If possible, use lubricants if she doesn't wet as fast. But don't try to engage in dry sex. It hurts, and eventually she will begin avoiding you and shying from intimacy. Number 8, lack of orgasm. You're having sexual intimacy, but your partner is not climaxing. Do you know the Bible challenges you that love seeks to give, love seeks the interest of the other person? The Bible says don't do anything out of selfish ambitions. Philippians 2:3. You must seek the interest of your partner. Never leave your partner hanging. You have enough clothes to hang. Come on. If you can't do it for your partner, don't do it. First do it for them and then for yourself. In intimacy and in all matters marriage, it's always your partner before you. Put your partner ahead of you. Be considerate to your partner. Never leave them hanging. Never come until they come. Yes, number 9. Conflicts in marriage is perhaps the greatest cause of sexlessness in marriage. And conflicts in marriage can be solved primarily by 2 things. Number 1, effective communication. And number 2, commitment in your marriage. You both want to win in this marriage. And then you communicate such that even if, for whatever reason, you're not able to engage in sex, maybe you're doing prayers and fasting, maybe you're having a health challenge, or maybe you just want to relax. There are moments we are not always on high. We are not always in the mood. You need to learn how to communicate. There needs to be a mutual agreement on how to communicate. In fact, the Bible says in 1 Corinthians 7 verse 5, the only time you can't engage in sex in marriage is by mutual consent for a time. Mutual consent for a time. Meaning sex in marriage is when either wants, not when both want. If your husband wants, lady, and you're not ready, you must be ready. Gentlemen, if your wife wants and you're not ready, you must be ready. Let me repeat. Lady, if your husband wants and you're not ready, you must be ready. Hey, husband, if your wife wants and you're not ready, you must be ready. That's the law of God, matters intimacy. And the only time you can't be intimate with your partner is only by mutual consent. You both have agreed and you have defined for how long you will not engage. Maybe because of prayers and fasting, or because of things to do with a health challenge, fatigue, or a little bit of stress, or maybe monthly periods. Whatever the case, you need to agree. There must be mutual consent. Number 10 and the last one, sexual manipulation. There are some couples, they don't engage in sex simply because either the man or the woman is manipulating the partner sexually. Let me give you a warning. Sex in marriage is not a privilege, it's a right. In fact, sexlessness in marriage is equivalent to infidelity. In marriage, infidelity is not just going out of wedlock, but even denying your partner their conjugal rights is infidelity. Strictly speaking, a marriage, legally speaking, can be dissolved because of sexlessness. And when you come to the scriptures, even from a biblical perspective, no sex, no marriage. If you look at 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3 and 4, the Bible is so clear that your body as a woman belongs to you and your husband. Gentlemen, your body belongs to you and your wife. Then the Bible says in those two verses, it is a duty. You know, sex in marriage is a marital duty. It's not a privilege. It's a right. Your partner has a right to your body. It's not a privilege. It is a right. You either choose marriage, or if you do not want sex, be single. But you can't choose marriage and say you don't want sex. Nuh-uh. You have a right to remain single. So if you do not want sex in marriage, please file for divorce or be available for your partner. I've written these things in this book, Marriage Works. Please get this book as a couple. It's available in Amazon. It's going to impact your marriage positively. You will give me a testimony very soon because you guys need to have a lot of sex. Yes, it's holy in marriage. Sex is not dirty. Sex is God's idea. Every time you have sex as a couple, the angels clap. Hey, hey. They have done it again. Heaven is happy. Heaven is excited when you are intimate as a couple because it is symbolic of the relationship between Christ and his bride, the church. If you are blessed by this video, give me a comment and please share this video with your married couples. And please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to ring the bell to get notified when I upload new videos. I upload new videos every week. You don't want to miss out on my latest videos. I wish you the very best in your marriage. And I wish you a very fulfilling marriage in your sex life. Yeah, I mean it. Shalom.